Okay, so exterior angles for regular polygons. Bit of language you need to clear up firstly. So exterior are outside angles, and regular polygons are polygons which have all the lengths the same, so all of these lengths are the same and all angles the same inside. Okay, so when we are looking at the exterior angles of a shape, you would have seen it in lesson, we go and have a little walk around the shape and see how much we turn through. So if I walk through that side, turn through that angle, walk through that side and then turn through that angle, repeat that the whole way around the shape until eventually, if you were to physically walk around that shape, the full exterior of that shape would total 360. So 360 is the total exterior angles. So the total exterior sum, the total exterior angles all added together. Now, because they all have the same length and same angles, all of these pieces, all 5 of those pieces, also will be the same angle that you've turned through. So if it's 360 degrees for those 5 angles, because there are 5 of them, you can then use this information to work out what one of the angles is. So one exterior. So if you know 5 of them, you can divide by 5 to work out what one of them is. 360 divided by 5 is going to give you 72 degrees. So we could do the same again on the second example. So if we look at it, this one's a hexagon, and this time the angle just happens to be facing the other way, so it doesn't matter which way around you go as long as you keep going the same direction. So if I turn through that angle and then follow it around that way and so on, all together, because it's a 6-sided shape, there would be the 6 angles making that 360 this time. So 6 exterior angles making that full turn. I'd need to divide by 6 to work out what one of the angles is, and 360 divided by 6 is 60 degrees. So then I know that angle there was 60 degrees. Now, not only do I know exterior angles, there is also another fact, if I go back to the first example, where the exterior was 72 degrees, there is also an angle on the inside called the interior angle. So once you know an exterior angle, because an interior and an exterior sit on the same line, on a straight line, they always total 180 degrees. So if I wanted to work out an interior angle, I can take one of the exterior angles away from that 180. So 180 subtract the 72 would tell me an interior angle of 108 for the first picture. Likewise, if I looked at now the second one I've just worked out, I know on that side there I just worked out that the exterior is worth 60. I can then work out the interior because I know 60 plus the interior should be totaling 180. So 180 minus that 60 degrees would tell me that the interior, just the one interior angle of a regular hexagon, is 120. Now on the final one, again it's an octagon. I can actually do it without physically drawing on the shape, because if I think about it, the hexagon has 6 sides and 6 angles, the pentagon has 5 sides and 5 angles. So if I went round an octagon, which is an 8-sided shape, it would have 8 exterior angles. So those 8 exterior angles would be making that 360 degrees. I could then just divide by 8 to get the one angle, and 360 divided by 8 is going to give us 45 degrees. Might as well finish it off. So if we know that one angle on the exterior is 45, I can then work out the interior angle by doing 180 minus that 45 to get me the missing angle. So the interior angle would be worth 135 degrees. Now, a final thing you could do with these shapes, especially if you know the interior angle, if we know that the interior angle of a shape, so for example if we look at the octagon, one interior angle equals 135 degrees. If you're asked to do the total interior, so if you're asked to do the total interior sum, what that means is what are all the interior angles added up together to make. If one of them is 135 degrees and there are 8 of them in the inside of that shape that make it all together, 135 times the 8 would give you the interior total sum of 1080 degrees. So if we go back up to this one, right to the start again, when we did the first question we knew that the exterior was 72, the interior was 108. If one of these angles is 108 and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those all together, if I do 108 times by 5, that would give me the interior sum of that shape to be 540. Likewise, for the hexagon, we worked out previously that the interior angle was 120 by doing 60 take away from 180. So if we then know there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles making that hexagon, 120 times 6 is going to give you the total interior sum of 720 degrees. So there's lots of things you can do knowing that one key fact, and it's all about unlocking.